Hello everybody, this is Danny from Deep South Homestead. We've had a lot of people requesting a cooking video on canned Irish potatoes, red potatoes, whatever y'all want to call them. So that's what we're going to show you today. So down here, I start off with a stainless steel skillet because I don't want to mess my cast iron up. We use our organic virgin coconut oil. We have our potatoes, our canned potatoes here. We have our home ground rosemary. We use garlic powder, now not garlic salt, but garlic powder. Regular iodized sea salt, and then our regular black pepper. That's really all there is to it. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is let's just go ahead and get this off of here. This off of here. We don't waste nothing here at Deep South Homestead, so even the water that comes out of that we put over into the pig bucket. Because all it is really just starchy water, and the pigs love that. As you notice, the water I poured off of the potatoes here was really cloudy looking. That's nothing to be concerned about. That's just the starch in the potatoes leaching out into the water, because these are fresh, new potatoes when we poured it in there to the pigs. So the pigs love the starchy water, so don't let that bother you if yours turns starchy. So next, we're going to get us some coconut oil. Now, it doesn't take a whole lot of this. You just need enough in here to coat the potatoes good, because when you get the potatoes coated with the coconut oil, it makes the seasoning stick to them just a little bit better. Lay that in the lid. We're going to turn this on now. I go ahead and turn mine on high. Every stove is different. This here electric stove, it's got this smooth cooktop, is a devil to cook with. I'll just be honest with you. Now before this actually starts getting really hot, I like to go ahead and just dump my potatoes in here and take my spatula and just slide them around in the oil. What that does is that kind of helps to coat them with some oil. Then, as it's heating up a little bit here, I'll come back with my home ground rosemary, because there is nothing better than new potatoes with rosemary on them, especially home ground rosemary. Now don't start out with a lot of it, because what's going to happen is as you move these around in the skillet, some of the rosemary is going to come off, so we don't coat it real heavy to start with. Then I'll come along with a little bit of garlic powder. Then I'll hit with just a little bit of salt. Then a little black pepper. And we're going to wait for this. You should start seeing this starting to sizzle here in just a minute. Right on time. We hit it just in the nick of time. Man, I wish you could smell this. You have to understand, these potatoes are already cooked in the jar. After going through the pressure canning, they're already done. Basically, all we're doing here is frying them some. Now, these potatoes are not mushy. They're still good and firm. What we're going to do, now I'm going to turn this down. On my stove, I turn it down to not quite medium yet. But see, it's fixing to start splattering grease everywhere, so I just put a lid over it for a while. And I let it sit. While we've got this here cooking, these potatoes in here, I'm going to show you what else we got going on here. Over here in the sink, we've had to dig some more potatoes this morning. We're running out of room in our dining room to put potatoes, so rather than let them set for too long a period of time, we are beginning to take the very smallest ones, because they'll get kind of soft pretty quick. And Wanda and I are going to be canning Irish potatoes today. That's another one of the chores here on Deep South Homestead. We've spent the whole morning digging potatoes, tying tomatoes, picking. Wanda's been foraging this morning.
Yeah, I've got carrots, radishes, blueberries, strawberries. What else? Onions.
We got the rest of our onions that was fell down in the garden, so we got them. They're out on the table drying.
They're not big, but they'll eat.
Yeah, we're working on getting our onion thing figured out. But this is just a morning chore at Deep South Homestead, and it's not even dinner time yet. We've already got all this accomplished. Okay, it's been 3 minutes, and at 3 minutes, I'll take them, and I'll start wanting to move them around because they want to try to stick to the bottom of the pan, which is perfectly normal. Don't let that bother you. Kind of help move them around a little bit. Alright, we're going to let them set for just a little bit longer. And what we're going to do at this point is go back now that they've cooked a little bit, and we're going to add just a little bit more rosemary to them, because I love rosemary. Rosemary, it's good for you. It's a mood enhancer. It really helps make you enjoy your meal. A little bit more garlic powder. I'm not going to add any more salt or anything, but we're just going to let that kind of sit now on medium. We've turned our stove down to medium. This glass top, different burners on it cook differently, but we're going to allow it to sit at medium for just a few more minutes. Okay guys, it's been another 3 minutes. Time to go after it again. Break them over. You can see how they're turning good and brown. They're turning loose from the stainless steel now. That's what they're supposed to do. Got to get as many of them flipped over as I can. Like I said, they're already done. We'll let them set just about 3-4 more minutes, and that should be it. Alright guys, it's been the last 3 minutes now. And here we have it. Fried potatoes. We're going to just kind of make sure they're still broke loose good. They're good and caramelized. A little bit of sugar that's in them will do that. What we're going to do is take them off the heat now. Just going to let them set to the side. Put the lid back on. Just let them set for a few minutes.
Okay, today I'm making a salad for lunch. I've already started with the asparagus. I have a couple more I'm going to cut up in a few minutes. My radichico, it keeps growing. I planted it over a year ago. It's still really pretty. Lettuce. This is a leaf lettuce I had growing out there. It's doing really great. We have carrots, radishes, a Marconi pepper, and I'm adding a few green beans. You can add whatever you want to your salad, it doesn't matter. But with this, I usually take the core out, put it in the pig bucket, and you don't have to cut this, you can just break it up. Lettuce is usually better just broken more than cut. That way I have, but if you don't have lettuce, all this stuff is good just as a salad without lettuce. I just happen to have a little bit left in my garden right now. The heat's about to get most of it. And this lettuce is really tender. Most of these little leaf lettuces are almost melt in your mouth, tender leaves. Okay. The asparagus is still producing pretty well. The radishes are about to play out. It's getting too hot, but we're still getting a few. Okay, when I do my beans, lots of times I just slice them down the middle and cut them in half. Just gives a little bit more green into your salad. Whatever you've got on hand for the day, that's what goes in the salad. The Marconi, I love the peppers, so I just cut out the seeds, slice up a few pieces in there, and the carrots. Whichever way you want to cut them, I just like little giblets in mine. I don't like big pieces of carrot. And these carrots are fresh. We just pulled them earlier, and they're almost like, I don't know, they cut so much better. They're more smooth and almost like butter compared to the hard carrots you have in town. The knife just slides through them. Isn't that colorful? And everything there is from Deep South Homestead. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil and vinegar, and voila.
Okay guys, we let it set for about 6 or 8 minutes. We got good. Well, I wish y'all could smell this. A little water in that skillet there. Let that be setting.
By putting some water in the skillet, the stuff in the bottom turns loose better while it's still hot. Makes it easier to wash. And on my plate, I've got my salad that I just cut up, and potatoes. And Danny's heated a couple of hamburger patties, and he's going to be eating potatoes. Today we're going to make a Magically Moist Almond Cake. Bob's Red Mill almond flour. Okay, the recipe is on the back. I tried it the other day. It was awesome. I've been making cakes for a while with gluten-free stuff, you know, baking flour, whatever, and they're always kind of dry. This one is moist. It was almost like a regular cake as far as the moistness, like a good Betty Crocker butter cake. So we're trying it again, guys. You need almond flour and coconut flour. And the rest of the ingredients are here. We're going to go through it step by step. Okay, I have my oven at 350. I already made Danny's pecan cookies. When we turn the oven on, we do everything at one time that we can do. I have my 9x13 pan already greased down, ready to go. Okay, we've got to have 3/4 cup of butter. This is unsalted butter, and that's the only kind I buy. A cup of sugar, 4 eggs, half a cup of milk, and I'm using almond milk, not regular, but you know, you can use it if you can. We need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1.5 cups of almond flour, half a cup of coconut flour, which we have here, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I have all my ingredients laid out here. We're going to add our sugar. That's 1 cup. Our melted butter. And we're going to mix that together. Okay, to that, we're going to add our eggs. And it says 1 egg at a time, but I'd already dumped my eggs in here, so we're going to just add a couple of eggs at a time. And then add the other. And you mix really well after each egg. Okay, now we're adding our vanilla. And y'all know I don't measure. I'll put a few drops in there. And I have, this is a cup, but I've only got half a cup of milk in it. So, half a cup of milk. Don't go by what you see here, because I was running out of things to put it in. Now we run it again. Okay, and it's real simple. I have 1.5 cups of my almond flour with my salt and my baking powder on top. And I have half a cup of coconut flour. I'm going to mix it in, kind of add it to it. And we're going to turn the mixer on. We're going to slowly add this, mix it all together, and that's it. As you can see, it's a pretty thick cake mixture. We're going to spread it in our, it says a 9x13. I used this is like a 9x9. It's a little thicker, but we liked it that way. I cut it in small pieces. Okay, I'll just spread it out in here. It says to bake it for 30 minutes. Since I'm not putting it in a 9x13, I'm cutting the size down and it's a little thicker. I think it's going to take, I think the other day it took about 10 minutes or 15 longer. So you'll just have to check it, but I'll let you know when we're through. Because I'm thinking instead of 30 minutes, it's going to take about 45. But I'm going to set the timer for 30 and we'll check it at that time.
Alright guys, it's like 90 degrees outside right now. It's too hot to get out there and do anything. And these are English peas. You can hear them. They're extremely dry. So we're going to go ahead and while we can't go outside and do anything, we're just kind of shelling them out of the hull into this where we can lay them out and let them dry just a little bit more to make sure there's no moisture left in them at all. This is one of the things we do at Deep South Homestead during the day when it's too hot to get outside. We just never stop.
One of the things I've done today is fill the dehydrator with onions. We're going to leave them a few hours, and then I will have some dehydrated onions that we can either make into onion powder or rehydrate for further use. So we already have supper, which is fresh carrots, fresh potatoes, and fresh green beans. All from Deep South. And here we have 7 jars of canned potatoes, 1 plate of pecan cookies, and 1 Magically Moist Almond Cake.